Hello, I'm Patrick McGee, sports writer for the Sun Herald. We're here to talk with Doug Barber, who's decided to call it a career after 33 years at the Sun Herald. The sports staff here at the Sun Herald is losing an institution with Doug stepping down, so we're going to ask him about what it means to be kind of leaving this behind, what he's thinking about as he calls it a career.
Yeah, you can't help but reminisce about, all the things you've seen. I mean, a lot of the guys in high school that I covered when I first came here in '81, now their kids are playing sports or signing, scholarships, and, a lot of the people I covered in college back then, some of them went on to the pros, someone just went on to careers, and so yeah, you kind of look back and kind of look at the highlights and that kind of thing.
Is there one game, one story, one thing that you really kind of look back to as kind of one that maybe, that defines you, something that, is a story that you take pride in?
Well, I knew you were going to ask me that question. That's a tough one. I mean, there are lots of big events I've been to. I think, just a couple of them college-wise that jump out. I was at that game in Jackson when Alcorn State played Southern for the SWAC championship, and Jerry Rice and those guys were there. And I mean, literally people were sitting in the aisles of the stadium, overflow crowd. And then the one I was covering Southern Miss the year that Brett Favre, started to play quarterback and came out in basically the second half against Tulane and beat them, and that was the start of his legend. And those are some great moments, and high school wise, just so much great basketball and football down here. Just a lot of memories, Biloxi and Gulfport winning state championships, and in football, the one where D'Iberville won the state championship with Jason Hockaday and all those guys. I mean, it just kind of jumps out.
You covered a lot of great coaches. I mean, I'm not going to make you list every coach you covered, but I mean, who were guys that really stood out as people that impressed you and how they handled themselves as coaches, as men, as women?
Well, in basketball, I've been here for like about 3 different eras of coaches, and the first era, Burt Jenkins and Jackie Laird and Eddie Ladner and those guys. And then you followed on the guys who succeeded them, Brian Caldwell and John Pugh. And now you got Owen Miller and Seaver Wyndham and Boo Hardy. So basketball's been tremendous. And then, of course, football, Buddy Singleton's still coaching. He was coaching when I was in high school reading the Daily Herald. So I told him, you're outlasting me when I talked to him the other day. So, I mean, he's a guy who jumps out too. And Billy Miller, the late Billy Miller, was probably the biggest character that I ever covered. I mean, he was something else. And he was an experience that it's too bad a lot of people won't get to experience. So.
I've been doing this for over 3 decades, and I can imagine it'd be hard for it to kind of sink in at this point. Has it sunken in for you that it's coming to a close, or what's?
Kind of sinking in a little bit, but I think when I leave the building, I mean the camaraderie of the people you work with. I mean that's the deal. I mean everybody here, they're family. It'll be like you lose part of your family when it's over with. I know that. I don't know that feeling yet, but I know when I walk out the door and turn on my bags, that'll be the case.
There's so many people in here that you've known for over 2 decades.
Yeah, well, I mean, like John Bialis, who's on the copy desk, he was a sports writer with me, and he was covering college games with me, and he was doing high school games too. So he's one of those people who's been around here a long time and can remember all those kind of things that were going on. The antics really, like on Friday night, it was just a pretty exciting time. You'd be coming in trying to get those games in, and a whole bunch of different people, and there's a bunch of squawking going back and forth. And then you came out and you got the product out, and you really felt proud the next day when you saw it in the paper.
Yeah. Do you see yourself still sitting in the stands on Friday night sometimes and watching games?
Maybe not as quickly as possible, because it'd just be a weird effect. I mean, as you know, I'm a guy who usually walks the sidelines, so you're kind of used to being up close and personal what's going on. So I don't know. I think I'll probably try to get out some of the big games, but we'll see. I mean, I'll keep up with it. I just don't know. I may be in some basketball games seeing what's going on, but football will be kind of different. When you're in the stands, you're kind of farther away from the action than when you're on the field.